Okay, so Apple just finished their Wonderlust event announcing new phones and new Apple Watches. This will be a recap. So to get started, just like they did, we will talk about the Apple Watches. With the Apple Watch series, I think 9 were on. They have the new chip called the S9, which makes it faster apparently. Here's the new features for the Apple Watch 9. So now since it is the new chip, there's a new feature where you just double tap your pointer and thumb and then it'll do an action that you want on the Apple Watch. The S9 chip also allows some Siri things to be processed on the device, so not, I don't know, sending it to the cloud. So like starting a workout, it will need to be connected to cellular or your phone, so that will be done on device. Because of the S9 chip, Apple Watch is now the all carbon neutral product, and that isn't just the S9, that is the Ultra 2 and the SE as well. They are all carbon neutral if you get the mesh band. And speaking of the mesh band, it is now like recycled materials, so that's what makes it a carbon neutral Apple Watch. Now Apple Watch Series 9 comes in 5 aluminum colors, which are, let me see, midnight, starlight, silver, pink, and product red, and another additional 3 colors. It's the stainless steel material, graphite, silver, and gold. And is still the same starting price at $399. For the SE, there was no change for the SE, except for the carbon neutrality. And for the Ultra 2, it is now a brighter screen at 3000 nit. I don't know if you can make much of a difference from that, but then the Ultra 2 also gets the new S9 chip, so it will be getting that double tap feature. And yeah, there wasn't that many changes. The straps, again, on the Ultra 2 as well, became the recycled materials, except for seems like the silicone ones, like the rubbers. Is it rubber or the silicone? Those ones aren't part of that carbon neutral thing, so they'll find a way to recycle that somehow. No more leather bands like with the Hermes brand. Now it's like recycled materials or like mesh or something. No more leather. And the Nike bands, they have like recycled material in them as well, like the shoes I reviewed. They had the rubber in the outsole. Now it's like in the Nike band as well. One more thing, the Apple Watch S9 and Apple Watch Ultra 2 now come with the ultra wideband 2 chip, so that will allow like the Find My feature from the iPhones, where it will like find an AirTag or something and do the whole arrow thing showing where it is and the whole beeping, the sounds. So yes, the U2, and that's what I'm gonna call it. The U2 chip will now allow that on the Apple Watch S9 and Ultra 2 as well. Now for the new phones that got released, we have the 15 and the 15 Plus. We'll just get started with those. So they got the new, well, I guess not new. They got a new for those lines. Never mind. They got a new 48 megapixel main camera, which is, if you had the 14 Pro or 14 Pro Max, you already have the 48 megapixel, but those are new for the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, I think that's what they call it. So which allows them to have a better photo. At this point, you can't really tell, unless you're a real photographer, pixel peeping, but if you're an average user, you won't really tell if it's 12 megapixels or 48. But it does allow the 2x zoom, which now the camera option for the 15 and 15 Plus would be like 0.5, 1, and now 2. So which gives it a little zoom, but not like the full 3 times like a 15 Pro or like most phones have had. Yeah, now it does. I guess that's for the cameras. The portrait mode got a revamp. Now you can like take portraits from the main, so you don't need to switch to the portrait tab, which I guess that's useful because I know sometimes when I want to take a portrait. Now you can take portraits from just the main. You don't need to swipe over to portrait if you press like the F button. I think that's what the button was. F button. You you can now adjust the focus from like someone in the background or to someone in the foreground, and what you want the portrait mode to be focused on. So like if you want the background person to be focused, I'll become like blurry, or if you want me to be the focus, then the background person will be blurry. So you can change the portrait. The 15 Plus now got the A16 Bionic chip, which is the chip from the 14 and 14 Pro Max. Getting a 1 year older chip, still pretty good. The battery life is the same as Apple always says. There is recycled materials in the casing of the aluminum, and apparently like the back is like rounded, not round like 7 and 8, 6 phones rounded, but still square, but rounded a little where it feels more comfortable. Apparently that's what Apple says, but people won't know until they try them in the stores. Big one, USB-C is now on the iPhones, but it's still the same speeds as what we had in the Lightning, USB 2.0 speeds, but the actual like port plugging in is now USB-C, which I like that. I wouldn't buy a whole new phone just for a port, but now people who do have the USB-C 15s, 15 Pluses, and Pros and Pro Maxes, I'll talk about those later, you can now charge iPad, MacBook, and now your phone, all with the same cable. And also they did quietly announce, they were like, oh, and the AirPods Pro 2 now have USB-C. They announced it on stage, but very like just rushed over it. So yeah, those also got USB-C in the case. I was hoping for the battery bank, that MagSafe one, to get USB-C as well, but it looks like they just completely got rid of it off the store. I was checking for that. I wish that one got updated. I would get that. Oh, no more leather cases as well. Silicone is still there. Now it's called fine woven, which I don't know if it's supposed to feel like leather, but there really is no replacement. And that's to help with their climate, their carbon thing, you know, their impact on the climate change. So no more leather cases, which I like that better than the silicone. They should have gotten rid of the silicone, but it's okay. There's a replacement, the fine woven Apple case, which I feel like it'll feel like mesh or something. The colors, blue, which doesn't look blue at all, maybe white with a little hint of blue, like minty, very minty blue, not blue. And there's a pink, again, not that pink. It's like, I don't know, yellow, also very not that yellow. These colors are so muted. Green and black, and there is no white. I guess the closest thing to white is the blue, because it very looks not blue at all. But yes, those are the colors. Same storage options as 128, 256, and 512. And oh, now of course in the box you get USB-C to USB-C cable, and the cable is now braided. No more of that rubber silicone. Still don't give you a brick though. The 15 and the 15 Pluses also got the dynamic island, like the 14 Pro and Pro Max have had for the past year. So they have that pill thingy at the top. They can now move, change sizes according to what app is in there. I use it a lot for Spotify, timers, Ubers when I was traveling. So now that is on the 15 and 15 Pluses, and I don't think always on display came to the 15 Plus and 15 because Apple just didn't talk about it. So I'm guessing they stuck with 60 hertz, no 120 hertz display. Now for the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. So I guess the big headline feature, which really isn't a feature, is that stainless steel is now gone. I mean, it's still in the Apple Watch Series 9, but in the phones, stainless steel is now gone, and the 15 Pro and Pro Max is now their like outer sides of the phone is now titanium, which in my opinion is a step down. It does not look as good as the stainless steel Pros have had since the 10. The 10 is the first phone with the stainless steel. Now it is gone. It is in It is titanium now. Doesn't look as good to me. I guess the next feature, aside from the titanium sides, is the new A17 Pro chip, which is apparently better for gaming. I don't think anyone was complaining about the A16 chip being bad for gaming. Maybe they should fix gaming on the Macs, because I don't know, so people can game on Macs. But yeah, the A17 Pro now, it's not just A17, it's the A17 Pro, which my guess is next year when it's the 16s, they will just call it the A17 chip when they get that chip. So Pro just makes it, because it's the Pro phone, they have the Pro chip. Yeah, A17 Pro Bionic chip. It's faster. I mean, they improve their chip every year. Of course they're gonna say, oh, this is the fastest iPhone we've had yet, because yeah, it's an improvement. We don't not improve, we improve. On the Pro Max only, there is the 5-time optical zoom, which is not like what Samsung did with their telescope zoom, but it's like a bunch of mirrors. I think in the conference or the Wonderlust event, it was like that, like a bunch of mirrors that were angled to get like zoom more. But right now, even 14 Pro, Pro Max, 15 Pro, they have the 3 times. But on that 15 Pro Max, that's the only phone with the 5 times. Same portrait feature as the iPhone 15 with the new, where you don't need to swipe over. SOS mode to get an improvement to the pros and the non-pros. And now includes roadside service. I would have thought that would have been a feature already, but I guess it was not. So now Apple, and at least in the US, are partnering, there we go, partnering with AAA, words, AAA in the US for that roadside assistance feature, and it is free, like calling them, for the next 2 years if you buy the 15 phones, which I don't know how much it'll cost after those 2 free years. 15 Pro starts at $999. Yes, 15 Pro Max starts at $1,199, which last year the 14 Pro Max started at $1,099. So it got a price increase of $100, but the base storage for just the Pro Max is now $256. So if you already got that $256 upgrade storage, last year you would already paying $1,199. So not really a price increase, it's just a forced base option now. So no more 128 gigs on the Pro Max, but the Pro still has it here. The storage on the normal size Pro is 128, 256, 512, 1 terabyte, while the Pro Max just has 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. And the new colors, because there's new colors every year, it was the same for 3 colors with 1 special one every year. They got natural titanium, blue titanium, white titanium, and black titanium. So if you couldn't tell, lots of titanium. Instead of the ringer switch on the Pro and Pro Max, it is now an action button, which is just a remappable button of whatever you want. So like if I wanted the button to activate the flashlight, I press the button, it'll turn on the flashlight. So, or if you still want it to be the ringer, like not switch no more, the ringer button, you can set it to be a ringer button. The whole 15 lineup has USB-C now, but the 15 Pro and Pro Max has USB 3.0 speeds, which is faster than the normal 15, which only has the USB 2.0. But the connector still USB-C no matter the speeds for the phone. So I guess you can now, if I said this already for the 15s, but now you can charge your Mac, iPad, and phone, AirPods, and Switch, and basically every other accessory now in 2023, except for, I don't know, all old phones with Lightning. But now you can charge them all with one cable, USB-C. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. How did you enjoy this new format of video? Bye.